Good afternoon, I'm Rhys Wicks with 2NURFM Hunter News. Police have announced a new operation today to combat driver fatalities, with 29 people killed on the Hunter's roads so far this year, up 13 from 2014. Operation Silverstone will run over the next 4 months in the Hunter Valley, Central Hunter and Lake Macquarie areas, and will involve a number of surveillance tactics, including marked and unmarked cars and aircraft to target dangerous drivers. Chief Inspector Trent Lee Merton says a number of factors have contributed to the high road toll.
We've had multiple fatalities. Those multiple fatalities have actually, in many cases, involved P-plate drivers, not necessarily all of them being at fault. But we also have many mature age riders who now are buying high-powered motorcycles and may not have ridden for a considerable period of time. And unfortunately, they're not driving at appropriate speeds for the roads that they're travelling on.
Anglo American has hit back at claims the Drayton South coal mine will mean the end for 2 Hunter stud farms. The New South Wales Department of Planning recently gave the company the green light to mine at the site, arguing the economic benefits outweighed the loss of potentially losing the Coolmore and Darley studs. Project Director Rick Fairhurst says the research conducted found the health of the thoroughbreds is not in danger.
The work that we do, we get equine experts, we get air quality experts, we get noise experts, we get water quality experts. We do all of that work in our environmental impact study, and that's what the New South Wales Department of Planning have actually assessed us on, and they've got peer reviews done on some of those areas as well. All of them concur that there is no risk to equine health from this project. So in terms of the horses, there's no risk.
The rising cost of the national broadband network for Hunter taxpayers is a result of Labor's term in office, according to the Minister for Communications, Malcolm Turnbull. The price of the NBN has risen $26.5 billion in the last 2 years, sitting at $56 billion yesterday. However, Labor MP Sharon Clayton says holding Labor responsible doesn't make any sense.
The cost of the Abbott Liberal government NBN started out at $29.5 billion. And 2 days ago, it was announced that it's now actually going to cost $56 billion. That price tag increased 4 times under Mr Turnbull's watch.
What would happen if a tsunami hit Port Stephens? Port Stephens Council is exploring the possibilities with residents through a new marine discovery program informed by science and the State Emergency Service. SES Community Engagement Coordinator Amanda Hyde says the presentation from 6:30 tonight at the Tom Maree Library would detail potential impacts on the port and how tsunami warnings are distributed.
Office of Environment and Heritage will be presenting the science behind tsunami. So their presenter, Dave Hanslow, is very knowledgeable in the origins of tsunami and the history. Will provide some facts about past tsunamis that have occurred and how they've impacted the coast in Australia.
Meals on Wheels volunteers across the Hunter are being applauded for their service today as part of National Meals on Wheels Day. The service helps thousands of elderly and disabled people have nutritious meals while at the same time strengthening the social ties between clients and volunteers. Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott McDonald, says the service provides much-needed social interaction.
Living at home is definitely the preferred option for more elderly people. They're in there with their family nearby, their community nearby, their networks nearby. Meals on Wheels also acts, of course, as a bit of a check on people's welfare. It's a connection with the outside world. So, look, very, very important.
Sport for our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club, Fishing Expo, September 13.
Mixed messages for caretaker coach Danny Baderas this week as he hinted he would consider a position as head strategist for the Knights if it was offered to him. Chief Executive Matt Gidley says his position is only temporary, but Chairman Brian McGuigan said the club would definitely be talking to the 37-year-old as a potential option. The Hall of Fame legend raised Newcastle off the bottom of the ladder with 2 consecutive victories against the Tigers and the Storm. Meanwhile, this Saturday will be a game of milestones for the team. Captain Kurt Gidley will play his 250th game, while winger Akul Uwate will play his 150th match for the club. Forward Beau Scott is also making a return off the back of a foot injury. And in soccer, Valentine secured a 1-0 win over the Football Mid-North Coast in Herald Women's Premier League Junior Deciders. That's sport. I'm Jacinta Lee.
2NURFM News Time is 12:10.